Jackson Radio Show.
Don't be fooled, people. Government cannot save you. Government is never going to be there to take care of your sick child. It's not going to be there for graduation. It's not going to be there for an incarceration. It isn't going to be there for a wedding, when you buy your first home. None of it. It's not going to be there to teach your kid how to drive. Good, bad, or indifferent, government's not going to be there for you. Government hasn't helped one single black woman who's watched her son has been told by the police that her son was killed on the streets, probably by somebody, if it was a black woman of the same color, and government said nothing. Government is the reason why that kid got killed, but they'll say nothing about it. Government isn't going to be there when your kid drops out of school and catches a case and ends up in prison, and you're the one looking at him between that plexiglass. Government's not there. Government is not there for you at all. Government doesn't protect you. Government acts as if it's going to be there to, to stop that criminal from breaking into your house, or, carjacking you, or raping your daughter, or whatever. Government's not there for any of it. You better get yourself used to the idea that if you're going to if there's going to be protection for you and your family, it's going to be through you. And if you're a woman, find yourself a good man who wants to protect you, whose instinct is to protect you. I wanted to say who instinctively wants to protect you. That's what conservative men are about. Government government sees you as a tool. You're a pawn to be used at their whim for whatever destructive means they need at the time. That's all it is. Get that through your head. It's sad to say that we understand the necessary evil of government, but don't get it twisted. They are not in it for you. Not the one we have now. The one we want is in it for us, who says, I'm going to limit myself from you. I'm going to make sure you understand when I'm needed. I'm going to be there, and I expect you to respect me. But when I'm not needed, I'm going to be out of your way. I'm going to let you do your thing. They don't make you safe. Government doesn't give you any security or any comfort. You can't even say that the government we currently have right now is going to help you against terrorism, against the migrant hordes that are coming into this country daily. Now, thankfully, it's being reduced, but they're still coming in. It's not protecting you. It's not protecting your money. Government doesn't care. It spends your money. Your money is their money, not the other way around. And when Donald Trump gives it back to you, they're mad at him. That should tell you all you need to know. The people who've been running this government, this thing that we call government, is a bunch of leftists, the Pelosi's and Schumers, but it's the Adam Schiffs of the world, one of the worst politicians ever, and others. Kamala Harris. She recently said that California is the future of America. That's what she said. California is the future of America. Is that the future you want? The future of California? I was in California. One of my buddies picked me up. We're riding down the street. At a church on the outside, there were, no exaggeration, there were 8 people sleeping on the porch, the patio of that church. We turned the corner. There were others setting up encampments. They just got rid of an encampment in California. The human waste of it is ridiculous. Here's an article from the OC Register. Orange County Public Works released eye-popping figures on March the 8th on the total amount of debris, needles, and hazardous waste removed when crews cleaned up an area along the Santa Ana River Trail once populated by encampments of homeless people. Here's what was collected between January 22nd and March 3rd for more than a 2-mile stretch of a bike trail roughly from I-5 in Orange to Ball Road in Anaheim. 404 tons of debris. 13,950 needles. They said approximate number based on what disposal containers hold. 5,279 pounds of hazardous waste, human waste, propane, pesticides, and other materials. They had photographs of it before and after. And all I can say is Californians have to be very happy at the new outcome of what's there. But what did it cost them? I don't know. I don't have a number. If you're looking at me, I don't have a number. More than 700 people living in encampments when they dismantled them in late February. Most of the people now are being housed in temporary local motels, which is costing the taxpayers money. And they say outreach workers are assessing their needs for services and housing. The bike trail cleanup is the beginning of an environmental remediation effort that was expected to include the removal of 2 to 3 inches of soil in the project area and tree trimming. Planned improvements on the bike included sealing cracks and blah, blah, blah. But that's what we have. And that's what Kamala Harris says. Hey, we want to give you more of this great California. Yeah. 10% of the state is on food stamps. 1 million unemployed people. $400 billion in debt. 75% increase in homelessness. Hepatitis outbreaks. Highest tax rate, state tax rate in the country. Highest sales tax rate in the country. Highest gasoline taxes in the country. Highest corporate tax, you name it, and still can't pay its bills. How pathetic is that? But Kamala Harris says that needs to be the future of America. I can't wait for her to run for president. Why doesn't she run with Oprah and they just put themselves on the ticket? Meet 2 black women. Well, Kamala's half black. Yeah. That's the policy of leftism that wants you to believe in the future. A future, man, you want to see some crazy laws, just look at California. Seriously. I call him, one of my buddies actually calls him this, and I picked it up, but my buddy's name is David. I call Jerry Brown Jerry Clown. He's a clown. But the people that vote for Jerry Brown are the same people that will tell you Trump is being played in accepting a meeting with the North Koreans on a nuclear deal. He's being played. These are the very same people that have allowed North Korea to have a nuke program for 20 years that want you to believe that Donald Trump is the one being played. Yeah, well, let me guess. Was George Bush being played? Was Barack Obama being played? Was Bill Clinton being played? Because Donald Trump said, this is what I'm going to do. And I just talked about it. I'm not going to rehash it. But Donald Trump has got the best strategy for dealing with North Korea of anybody. And where it started has nothing to do with North Korea. It has to do with China. And the reason why you couldn't do anything with North Korea is because these guys never asked who was in charge. There's a movie scene where the guy they rolls up on a scene where they're hassling a white guy, and there's 4 gangbangers, and one guy's doing all the talking. And I think it was Danny Glover. He goes, so who am I talking to here? Am I talking to you? And he points out the guy who's really in charge. And the guy looked at him and goes, yeah, you're talking to me. Well, now we're talking to the right people.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.